So we can go ahead and just remove this. Alright, in the bottom left, for PasT Gaming. As the blue Terran, we have Love. And in the top right, for CXMP, as the red Terran, we have a Brodsta. So we'll have to see if either of these Terran players decide to go for a cheese move. Both of them just putting down their standard supply depots. We could see them go for a double barracks, Reaper all-in, or some sort of all-in. It is always possible. Now this is going to be a best-of-3 show match, you guys. So first player to 2 is the winner. We'll have to see what they decide to do. We do have a refinery coming down here first for Brodsta, and we have a barracks coming down here first for Love. So, ooh, double refinery, guys. We are going to see some Reaper play. Definitely. There's no doubt about it. Double Reaper on the way. Or not double. Could see 3 barracks, maybe even 4. Certainly possible. But the first barracks going down here. And the SCV is moving out. It is going to be able to scout this. As long as the wall off doesn't finish, this SCV will get into the base and be able to see these double refineries and this extra barracks. Well, we should see an extra barracks, rather. Because double refinery is really odd unless he's going to be going straight to factory. Which it could be that's what he's doing. Because normally we'd see another barracks go down, but that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, he's going to be able to get right up in here into the main base and see the double refinery already down. 200 gas already mined here for Brodsta. And no command center has gone down yet for Brodsta. Looks like he's going to be able to put that factory down here right away. Instead he goes for the reactor and then most likely the factory. Still very odd play. Yep, factory here. Very odd play here from Brodsta. I've never seen an opener like this. Usually double refinery before barracks is indicative of a Reaper timing, but not this time. But no units at all for Brodsta. So say Love went for a Reaper all-in, I think you just straight up win the game. Anyway. SCV moving down here, putting out an engineering bay in the natural expansion of Brodsta. He's not going to be able to put down his base. See double Marine being rallied right to the engineering bay. Going for that Reaper, actually. They'll be able to take out an SCV. And the SCVs are being pulled. They're trying to take out this Reaper. Throws down the mine. But taking out a second SCV. And is he going to get a third? That is the question. Double Marine popping out here, do some shots here against this Reaper. And throws down the Reaper bomb. Misses and looking to escape here with his life. So he can take some drugs and get his health back. And let's go check to see what's going on in Love's base. We have a factory in production here. We have a starport being produced here for Brodsta, a tank already in production. Tanks super volatile in this matchup. Generally the player with the more tanks is the winner, but economy starting to spiral out of control here for Love. He's got his nat down. And in terms of economy, I think Love is just so far ahead. Brodsta in need of dealing some massive damage, that's for sure. And double Viking in production. So he's going to be looking to get some air dominance going and take out his opponent's air, take out Love's air, so his tanks can get some good damage done. And this is, ooh, big Reaper mine there. This Reaper making himself very useful. Pulling away. Oh, looks like he gets taken out anyway. The Reaper doing some really good damage. Double tank moving out here. Double Viking. We're going to have an early attack here from Brodsta. Trying to take out Love really early. We have one Liberator in production here, but Brodsta going out here with this pretty big timing attack. These Vikings are absolutely essential to this attack as well. So if these Vikings just straight up die without doing any, not damage necessarily, but you know they have to scout for the tanks, because the tanks their attack range is actually further than their vision. So you use the Vikings as a tool to see further with your tanks than your opponent. So overall, a pretty good build here from Brodsta. We'll have to see how the execution pans out here for both players. But one Liberator is out. We need to see SCVs here to repair this Liberator But tanks moving up here, one by one. Moving up here, looking to siege. And he did bring some SCVs to repair his tanks, so that was a pretty good move. And they're going to get over here and try to heal this tank, but that's not enough healing, and it's going to fall. So Marine's pretty soft here. They can't move down the ramp, that's for sure. We're at 70 supply, 248. Let's check our army values here. Roughly even. Barracks is going to fall. Ooh, but it gets lifted and taken out by the Vikings. So, very scary moment here for Love. Needs to hold off this attack. And putting down this engineering bay was so clever, because now his opponent can't expand. Let's go back to the production tab. Looks like he's Love's in a bit of a supply block here. 3 barracks on the way. We're going to see some Marines pop out of this, surely. Let's get a nice zoom out here of the engagement here. Terran versus Terran. One of the coolest mirror matchups, I would say. So we have double Vikings still in production here for Brodsta. If he can get a ton of Vikings out, he's going to be in a really good position here against Love. With siege tanks just creeping forward. And these Marines are getting shot at. Gotta pull back. So we got sort of a standoff here. Both players. Ooh, Liberator coming over here. It got 13 kills and I missed it, you guys. I'm so sorry. Oh no. So huge economic damage was done. Oh man, I can't believe I missed that. So yeah, massive damage done. That was weird. Minimap blinked like that. Yeah, I just did it again. Okay, anyway. Yeah, huge damage was done there. I didn't even realize. But this engineering bay, it did huge damage as well. Liberator did massive damage. And now Brodsta, on a timer, needs to end this game quick, or he's in trouble. So Vikings moving up here. Superior Viking count here for Brodsta. So he's got air control, definitely, which means he'll be able to get his tanks in position to deal some damage. But currently both players just kind of at a standoff to see what Love decides to do. We had a big unsiege here. And looks like he's going to siege up again. Not yet. He's kind of fanning out all of his tanks. Not sure what he's deciding to do right now. Looks like he's just going to go for it. He's pulling all of his units. All the SCVs being pulled too. And we have everything just moving down the ramp here, attacking Brodsta's army. SCVs out in front, and everything falls for Brodsta. So, huge attack there from Love. Very risky, but man, that worked out. And we can check the army value here. 2-1 in favor of Love right now. Looks like Love's going to clump his army up, maybe move out across the map here. But he's in a dominating position. He needs to repair this tank. And let's check here. In terms of economy, we have a 2-to-1 ratio for economy. We have a 2-to-1 ratio for army value. And let's check the upgrades. Upgrades are in favor of... Let me see here. Well, it doesn't matter. There's no units here for Brodsta. What am I thinking? Upgrades are in favor for Love, though, too. Engineering bay does fall, but this massive army here of Love is moving across the map, and it's going to be looking to end the game here very soon. So we only have 3 Vikings, 1 Cyclone, and 2 medevacs, a couple of Marines, and 1 tank, guys. There's nothing Brodsta can do against this onslaught that's moving across the map. I think just one big A move, and he can win the game. But tanks here sieging up. Looks like Love doesn't want to throw his advantage, but you know, there's nothing he could throw at this point. So we got everything being lifted up here, being moved over here to the main base. And it's just going to go right around and circumvent this entire army. He could even land right on this tank and end the game that way. Anything that Love does right now, it will end the game. So tanks sieging up here in the main base of Brodsta. The rest of the army down here looking to get into position and do some damage. But this is a big attack here for Love in the main base. And GG is called. Game number 1 goes to PasT Gaming and Love of this best of 3. So very well played by Love. That game, moving down the ramp there, taking out the rest of the army. Very risky maneuver, but it worked out really well for him. And now the next map is going to be Brodsta's map choice. We'll have to see what map he decides to choose. Any. He doesn't care. And Ruins of Endion is chosen. So that's going to be our next map, you guys. And the engineering bay did some indirect damage there. You know, it delayed the natural expansion of Brodsta. Even though I think Brodsta was going for some sort of all-in, it denied him from being able to do any sort of economic recovery by putting down a command center. So we have a give me 1 minute here from Love. No problem. No big deal. So we have a link here posted in the chat. I'm not sure if I want to be here, but I'm here. Oh, I was trolled. We were all trolled. Oh my. Dr. Gene, Avocado, the Guacamole song. Okay. I don't think I'm going to listen to it. Alright, so we have a ready here from Love. We have a ready here from Brodsta. And we are going to get started here on game number 2 of the show matches here. CXMP versus PasT Gaming. Loading up on Ruins of Endion here. In the bottom right, under the banner of PasT Gaming, as the blue Terran, we have Love. And in the bottom left, for CXMP, looking to get a point on the board, we have the red Terran, Brodsta. And we'll have to see if he goes for that refinery, the double refinery opener again. That was very interesting. Looks like the fastest way to get a bunch of gas out so you can get that tank and Viking count going. But certainly possible. Either player could cheese. We'll have to see what they decide to do. Generally show matches, people don't cheese, but we are on match point here for Love. We'll have to see what they decide to go for. Because anything is possible, certainly. So it looks like Brodsta going for a more standard opener. Going for that barracks first instead of the double refinery. And, ooh, an SCV's moving out, guys. Where's that rallied? Ooh, he's going to build his command center up here. The ninja base. The plays. The mind games. So we have one refinery coming down here for Love, and we have no refineries yet here for Brodsta. Looking to go ahead and get that command center going at this random base. So the only problem with building your command center at this position is that you will not be able to send your SCVs to help the saturation. So he won't be able to rally his command center all the way over here to help with the saturation. So I'd say Love has an advantage in that respect. But we'll have to see what Love decides to do when he scouts that there is no command center after a certain amount of time. But we do have one Reaper coming out here, actually, for Love. So he's going to be able to just jump right in here into the main base and see what's up. See that there's no refineries, or at least see that they're late. Second refinery going down, likely going to be seeing a factory as well. And we'll probably see those tanks in production as soon as possible. Ooh, third command center going down here for Brodsta. Very risky maneuver in TVT. I mean, there used to be a time when 1-1-1 is the only build you'd ever see in TVT. So, yeah, very risky play here from Brodsta. We'll have to see how that pans out for him. Whether or not Love will punish him, or whether he'll just let him build away like this. So, Reaper moving up here into the base. There's already 3 Marines out. They're going to be able to deal with this Reaper pretty easily. So Reaper moving over here, shooting at this SCV. SCV's being pulled. It looks like the Reaper needs to get away from these Marines. So we got one bomb go off. Very good bomb. But the SCV's blocking the path. The Reaper needs to get out of there. And the Marine in production. Now Love should know that there's something up here. The second command center. And no refineries whatsoever. One SCV was killed there, you guys. Second one might go down here. But it looks like the SCV is... Oh, I thought he was going to drone drill right on top of it. Well, it looks like he's barely going to get away again. Huge Reaper bomb, everything flying all over the place. And lots of lost mining time from this one Reaper. Pretty good damage. And it looks like he's getting a little risky. He goes ahead and shoots that barracks and loses it. So still some pretty good damage here for Love with that one Reaper. We have a starport in production with a factory. We could see tank drops. We could see Banshees. Hard to say at this point what we're going to see. Still a little too early. Okay, we have a tank coming out. Probably going to see that quick medevac for those tank drops. And that's going to be super damaging to Brodsta, who only has Marines and no other tech units to speak of. We do have double engineering bay on the way, looking to get that +1/+1 for his Marines. But still, with no tech units, I'm a little worried here for Brodsta. He is definitely in trouble. 29 supply to 46. We have a Liberator coming out instead. Liberator absolutely devastating to Marines. Second tank in production. Love in a dominating position right here, like tech-wise. It looks like the tank's just going to get sieged up here for now. Liberator is rallied across the map, so we're going to see some Liberator harass. If the Liberator does any damage like it did in the last game, we're going to have an instant game over. So Brodsta definitely needed to take that Liberator out without taking any damage. And need to see a second base, or the net here, put down for Brodsta. This base, not really doing too much for him. Like I said before, he's not able to rally his base down to help out with the saturation. So it's difficult for him to get up to a high saturation level like Love has. But Liberator moving out here. All the Marines are down here on the low ground. They're so far away. He's going to have to pull SCVs in order to not take any damage. The Liberator looks like he's going to loop around here, get into a perfect siege position, and let's see if Brodsta will react. He does have his command center selected. SCVs are falling one at a time. They're all going down, and they are being pulled finally. 4 SCVs did get killed, so it was still pretty good damage. Love not in any danger here with this Liberator. He can just keep this Liberator right here. The Marines are not really going to be able to take this Liberator out without taking huge losses. So this base is essentially forfeit. Not sure what Brodsta is going to do here. He's in trouble. He's been reduced down in his economy. So let's check back to the production tab, guys. Love is ahead economically, and we have a higher siege tank count for Love. No siege tanks out whatsoever for Brodsta. But it looks like this Liberator is going to get taken out. The Marines did move in here and go ahead and clean that up. But Love in a dominating position here this game. This command center didn't really work out for him. Brodsta, unfortunately. And we have more barracks in production. But let's check the units, guys. We got 4 siege tanks. Devastating amount of siege tanks. We have double medevac in production here. Going to be able to maneuver those tanks pretty easily. We have 2 more on the way. I think he's going to attack once he gets 4. But Stim finishing up here, about halfway done. +1 on the way. Just about done. I think actually he'll probably move out when he gets Stim. And without any tanks, I think Brodsta's in a lot of trouble here. He didn't go for that tech lab on his factory, so he's in a lot of trouble here right now. He does have a pretty nice Marine count. We check the units, but it is still only comparable to Love. And with 6 siege tanks out, I don't really see what Brodsta can do. He needs an absolutely miraculous engagement in order to defeat Love here. But double medevac coming out here again. Ooh, we got a big move out here, guys. Now, I'm not sure this is actually a good decision here. We got 2 siege tanks out, so that's going to be pretty helpful against this army of Brodsta. If he can drop here on the high ground with these siege tanks, he'll actually just be in a game-winning position. It looks like he's going to drop here over on the corner. Going to take out that Stim immediately. Pretty big deal here, losing your Stim, but no siege tanks. 3 tanks out for Love, 4 here, and there are no tanks to speak of here for Brodsta. Nothing he can do against the onslaught of Love, and I don't know what he's going to do. He's pulling his army back. Double medevac in production here. All the production here is falling for Brodsta. There's nothing he can do. Completely uncontested. So the command center is going to go down. And so is the reactor here. He's going to lose the starport. Tanks just firing away. And Brodsta, you can see he's freaking out. Running all of his units away. So a little bit of rearranging here with the tanks, and I think Love's going to be in a really good position here to take this game number 2. So a very unorthodox opener here from Brodsta, not going for the traditional units, the siege tanks. Definitely cost him this game, I would say. There's really nothing he can do in this position. He's trying to make more barracks here down on the low ground, but he needs tanks, and he doesn't have them. So we see a patrol here from Love, just making his Marines have little seizures. And the factory is going to fall. Ooh, but it gets away, it's burning. He's stimming it, he's going to go try to kill it. And it is burning. It is going to go down, guys. Is he going to get the repair off? 25, 20, 15. Nope, not going to happen. And just a big liftoff from Love. Pieces out. As another drop heads over here for the, I guess, the third base of Brodsta. And that gets canceled. So just Love manipulating the game with his superior supply and his tech. And Brodsta moving the rest of his army down here in front of the natural expansion. Now the main. He's going to pull in the SCVs and try to deal with these Marines, but he's losing all of his SCVs. All of them are falling. Probably going to see a lift off here from Love and a boost out, but he loses one medevac that's full. He can afford it. Alright, so tanks down here on the low ground. Small group of Marines, but he has 4 siege tanks. I think we're basically just waiting on Brodsta to GG out, guys. Because Love is in a dominating position. Yeah, Many siege tanks. Many more than his opponent. Just needs to pull these siege tanks up here. Drop them about right here. And finish out the game. Now we have a whole another group of medevacs moving across the map here. Looking to drop here in the main base. They are going to encounter one turret though, guys. Oh, the turret's going to get some shots. It shoots the medevac twice. And looks like Love's just going to drop here on the high ground of Brodsta's base. Moving here with this army. And in a dominating pincer attack, he's going to be able to take out his opponent. Units on the high ground, units on the low ground. Brodsta stuck in here in his natural expansion. Tanks being dropped. A little bit closer. Let's get a nice zoom out. Maybe we can see the whole thing. And we can see there's an army attacking up there. And all the units of Brodsta move down the ramp. They are all falling. All the siege tanks getting tons of kills. And game number 2 goes to Love. So those are going to be the show matches, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the follow button. I do appreciate it. Plenty more content on the way. Thank you for being here, guys. Have a good one. Peace.